Okay, moving on to the next team in the AFC South whose draft I want to recap. That would be Dave Caldwell, Doug Marrone, and their Jacksonville Jaguars. And going into the draft, I did label a couple needs for this Jaguar team when you also consider the fact that they had not only multiple first-round picks after they traded Jalen Ramsey to the LA Rams, but they also had a bunch of picks in this draft. And when I compare the Jaguars draft to the Colts, the first thing that comes to mind is they were 6 players that the Jaguars drafted that really stood out to me. And I'm going to be going over all 6 of those players and what I think those picks mean. We'll start off with their first pick. They took C.J. Henderson, the corner from Florida. I think this was a solid pick. I did label 3 needs for this Jaguar team, all coming on the defensive side of the ball. When you consider how much this Jaguar team lost from the team that only 2 years ago, and I totally understand it seems so much longer than that this team was actually in the AFC Championship game, and that they were only a couple plays away from competing in the Super Bowl. So they've lost just so much, whether it was Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell. They've lost a lot. And they take C.J. Henderson, the corner from Florida. They're going to pair him with Rashawn Melvin and DJ Hayden at corner. I think this was a solid pick. I mean, I didn't love the value at 9, but I think cornerback was a position they needed, so I'm fine with that pick. And then at number 20 overall, they took Kalavan Chason from LSU, a guy that we just spoke about, recapping where all the LSU guys went. And I think the fascinating thing about this pick was the fact that these guys obviously just lost Calais Campbell, one of their better premier pass rushers, and also Yannick Ngakoue, a guy that even though he is currently under the franchise tag and is scheduled to play for this Jacksonville Jaguar team next season, there's a good chance he's not, because him and their owner, Shahid Khan's son, got into it on Twitter, and we know that he just really doesn't want to play for the Jaguars organization next season. And to be honest, I was surprised he didn't get traded during the draft, and I would be even more surprised if he starts a Jaguar next season. So I think Chason is going to be the guy that ends up replacing him. Obviously, unfortunate how the Ngakoue situation looks like it's going to end, because that was a guy that was a very key piece to that team that I just mentioned that ended up playing in the AFC Championship game. They also drafted Laviska Shenault, the wide receiver from Colorado, at number 42 overall. I think this is a really good value pick. If you remember, the Jaguars actually moved on from Marquise Lee earlier in the week, so their wide receiving core for next year is looking like DJ Chark, a young receiver from LSU that had a really nice year last year. D.D. Westbrook, former wide receiver from Oklahoma, he played really well last year, and as well as Keelan Cole, Chris Conley, and now Laviska Shenault from Colorado. I think Shenault, he was a guy that last year this time was projected to be a first-round pick. I think he'll end up playing pretty well in Jacksonville. They also took Colin Johnson, a former wide receiver from Texas. I think they got him pretty late. They got him at number 165 overall. I think he'll end up being a pretty good value pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Jaguars, I like what they did to bring in 2 nice weapons to improve the game of Gardner Minshew. They also draft a nose tackle, number 73 overall from the Ohio State University, Devon Hamilton. I think that's a pretty solid pick, especially for where they got him at number 73. And also they draft safety Daniel Thomas from Auburn at number 157 overall. So if I were to grade the Jaguars draft, I would give it a B-. I think they maybe could have taken a wide receiver a little earlier at number 9 overall. If they were to take a Jerry Jeudy or a CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs, I would have understood it. But C.J. Henderson's a good player, and I think he's going to have to really improve his tackling. We all know that, but we also know that he's going to be a very good pure cover corner in the NFL. And Chason was a guy that could have really gone anywhere in the 15 to 20 range. I had him going to Dallas originally, so I think the Jaguars getting him at 20 to hopefully replace Ngakoue could be good. Shenault at 42 is a nice value pick as well. So I think this Jaguar team had a lot of holes. They filled their needs with it. Personally, would I have taken C.J. Henderson at 9? No, but I understand why they did it. So, my final grade for the Jaguars draft would be a B-.